Developing the L series has really been an endeavor to bring the best possible sound for the audience and also at the same time bring more control to the sound field for the audience and the artists on stage. Fundamentally, a traditional line source array is based on the height of the low frequency component. And what that means is there's a lot of a line source array that is not making sound. It's the wood between the enclosures. It's the air gap that's produced from the rigging elements. Those non-sound producing components of the line source array ultimately produce a variation in the response for the audience. But with L series, we wanted to eliminate every one of those elements, every one of those gaps, every one of those pieces of wood, and make the perfect line source. And that's what we've done. And so one L2 is fundamentally a perfect line source from top to bottom. There's no breaks in the line. And this produces a sound quality for the audience that's better than anything that's come before it. The reality is almost every venue is shaped the same. The further from stage you get, the higher above you are, so you can see the show. So there's a massive savings in time not having to connect boxes, connect jumper cables, interconnect enclosures. With an L series, we can expect as much as a 68% savings in time to deploy the array compared to a traditional line source array. The second advantage is we have less wood panels, which means we actually have less weight. The speaker system itself uses less weight to generate the same acoustic power. So for a given weight in a venue, if it can only hang 1,000 kilogram, we can get more SPL out of an L series array than anything else like it on the market. An L series array is not just lighter, it's also shorter and narrower, meaning it takes up less space, the visual footprint in front of the stage. In fact, L2, L2D is as much as half the size as a traditional line source array when you put them side by side. It's a dramatic change. It's one that everyone in the venue notices. Since the introduction of the L series with a really successful launch at the Hollywood Bowl in April this year, we've had overwhelming response from the market. We've had great success with our pilot phase partners since January of 2023 on broadcast events, touring events, special events, all kinds of events around the world. We're really excited to see where they and our partners are going to take L2 and L2D over the next couple of years. With the design and introduction of L series, one of our key areas of focus was to think about how sustainable a product can be and how sustainable it can be going forward. The design of L2 utilizes 30% less wood, 60% less steel, and 56% less paint than a traditional line source array element. And that manufacturing component of a loudspeaker is a big part of the ecological impact, but we also need to consider transportation and utilization of that product over time. Utilizing L2 and L2D after its manufacture results in using 30% less truck volume and 25% less truck weight. The takeaway here is that the very first tour with L2 and L2D, the Helen Fischer tour across Germany, was able to eliminate an entire truck of audio and have the same great results for the audience. L series was introduced in April and it just started shipping to the public, and we're really excited to see where our certified providers and users around the world are going to design and deploy L series, whether it's 1,000 to 10,000 people in stereo or even more with Aliza. Deploying an L2 system in Aliza takes advantage of almost every one of the aspects of L2 that makes it special and unique. It's smaller height-wise, so it takes up less of the visual footprint. It takes up less space in front of the stage. It weighs less. It's quicker to deploy. It's simpler to deploy. That is a true enabler of immersive technology for shows of today and tomorrow.